Alright, so I got a special whiskey that I'm fucking around with. So if you can see in the bottom, I got an oak spiral that I got from this Wild Turkey holiday gift set. So what I did is put a whiskey in it, and Gene doesn't know what whiskey's in it. He might remember. He's had a lot to drink since then. But I put a whiskey in it, and I want to see if Gene can figure out what whiskey this started out as.
Probably not.
Probably not. So it's been in there for about a week. It's a lot darker than what it normally is, but we're going to give it a go. I think this is a cool little experiment, and away we go. That nose is familiar.
A little bite right there on the front. It is familiar.
It's a familiar nose. Oh, man.
It's
Do you know what style of whiskey it is?
I want to say it's Scotch.
He thinks it's a Scotch.
I think it's a Scotch. It smells earthy.
It's very earthy.
Let's go ahead and take a taste. It's definitely a Scotch.
It's definitely Scotch. What region of Scotland is that Scotch from? Can you pull that one in? So Gene is what I would say amateur when it comes to Scotch.
Novice.
He's a novice, so I'm asking a lot of him.
Yes.
But
Not versed. That I could not say. I would.
Come on.
I'm gonna guess here. I'm reaching. Down there around the Laphroaigs and the Ardbegs and the. Aren't they pretty close together?
Yeah, they're all like literally a mile apart.
But those are also. I mean, I don't know very many Scotches.
Yeah. But
Ardbeg, Laphroaig,
Laphroaig, they have very distinct taste profiles. What do you think of this whiskey now that it's been extra aged and finished with an oak spiral?
Oh, I like it. It's good. It's delicious. I'm trying to. I want to say Lagavulin would be. Lagavulin's a little more. Something in your beard.
Something in my beard?
Something in your beard, man.
What is that? I think it's rice. I got food in my beard. You're like, there's something in your beard.
I'm not going to say Lagavulin. So I'm going to say it's not Lagavulin.
It is not Lagavulin. This is
Laphroaig
Ardbeg 10-year-old. This is
one of my favorites.
So anybody who knows Ardbeg knows that it goes into a bottle much lighter color than that.
It does.
So this has been in the jar for about a week, right at a week, with this oak spiral in it, and it has completely changed the flavor profile. It's rounded it off a little bit, giving it some more sweeter notes because of the oak. And I just like the way it does it. Like that Laphroaig, I got that Laphroaig 10-year-old over there doing the same thing. It's been in there for almost a month, and I think it tastes fucking delicious.
Have I tried that one?
Have you tried that one? You want to try that one?
I'm not sure.
All right.
I'll take a little sip. It has darkened it up.
Oh yeah.
And now, are you releasing any of your secrets of how long this spiral has occupied that space?
1 week. Went in there a week ago. This one went in there May 25th. May 25th.
2, 3 weeks.
So it's been in there for a few weeks.
Now this is the.
Oh, you gonna? We're gonna reuse. This is Laphroaig 10-year-old. 3 weeks with a oak spiral in it.
Ooh. A little too big a drink.
And they're roughly the same color. Pretty much. But I've been trying to find a common ground for bourbon drinkers and scotch drinkers and trying to bridge the gap. So I think something along these lines, extra aging, extra maturing or finishing or whatever you want to call it, with some oak spirals in the bottle. Maybe throw that some bitch out in the garage in the heat and see what happens. Yeah.
Do one inside, one outside.
Yeah. This one's. You've had this one before. I don't know if you remember it, but
I think I remember time one with the spiral.
This one doesn't even. It's got a lightly peated nose.
Yes, light.
Lightly, and normally it's just massive in its peatiness.
Huh. I'm surprised that the Ardbeg had more of a peaty nose. Nosy Pete.
It's been in there long. Well, it hasn't been in there as long, so I'm going to say that's probably the reason. But that is completely different. That is not Laphroaig 10-year-old. It is, but it is changed drastically.
Drastically.
That's pretty fucking good.
I mean, yeah, they're both delicious. It's interesting.
So, like, this Laphroaig 10-year-old been in there with this little oak spiral, if you can see it, since May 25th, and it has completely changed the texture, the flavor profile of the whiskey. You still get that peat, you still get that Laphroaig flavor, but it's almost like they distilled some Laphroaig, shipped it to the United States, barreled it in new charred oak barrels, and let it mature in Kentucky.
Now, are those spirals charred?
Yes.
They are.
They are charred oak spirals.
They look a little charred.
Dude, that's the best of both worlds. I mean, I love bourbon, and I love peated scotch, and that's just fucking delicious.
Huh.
I mean, that... Yeah.
Let me take another sip.
Oh, you know, a little taste.
That's actually a...
So,
It's been a while since I had the Laphroaig 10.
Yeah.
So, but that, I mean,
So
that is good the way it's... I mean, maybe you should bottle that.
So my friend Jimmy at work, the one who's been to the tastings,
Yes.
older guy, I served up Jimmy a glass of this a week or two ago, about a week ago, maybe a week tomorrow, and he tried it. And Jimmy's an old school bourbon drinker. He's early 60s. He's drank the original Blantons. He drank the original Elmer T. Lee. He knows about all that stuff from the early Buffalo Trace years. So Jimmy's an old school whiskey drinker. And he is not a fan of peated whiskeys, peated scotch. So I was like, let me try this. He said he knows it. He said he recognized that familiar smell, but whenever he drank it, it just all went away.
Huh.
So that's what I'm trying to do to bridge the gap between bourbon and scotch, especially peated scotch. And I think we've got a winner.
Yes. I have to agree.
I mean, it's just...
Both of them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Curious.
seeing how that one's going to end up here in another couple weeks.
Right. Are you going to leave that one inside or are you going to put it outside?
Probably leave it inside. Dude, I'm going to have to order some more oak spirals. Because once you use them, they'll still mature, or they'll still finish a whiskey in the jar. But I think it's like a slower maturation. It's almost like, it's akin to how Scotch whiskeys will use previous bourbon barrels to age their whiskeys. So it's a slower process. It doesn't get as much character as the original barrel and whiskey got.
I guess.
Man,
I wonder how it correlates as far as how fast the maturation process with that in there at this temperature.
It's probably very baseline, I would say. So if I was to take, for instance, if I was to take these jars and try another one, if I got some more spirals and used the same whiskeys, sat them outside for a day, brought them inside for a day, and did that for a week, you're going to have a different effect on that whiskey because it's going to be drawing that whiskey in because it gets hot as shit out in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Pulls the whiskey in, you bring it inside, it's going to push it out. It's going to simulate weather changes and season changes.
Right, I get you.
So you might have a quicker maturation process, but you'll have a more active, I guess, for lack of a better word.
So you could possibly be turning that into an Ardbeg 12?
Well, no, it's always going to be an Ardbeg 10.
I guess.
Because that's what it was bottled at.
Okay.
Like this is always going to be a Laphroaig 10, but now it's technically it would be a finished. It'd be a Laphroaig 10 finished with an oak spiral.
I guess.
What's
that over there?
What is that? Huh? But I think it's an awesome experiment. It turned out really well.
I think it's a pretty cool experiment. I like how it turned out.
I like the shit out
I
of it.
would drink both of those any day of the week.
Fuck yeah.
Probably hurt myself. Knowing for doing that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I need to get a couple more bottles.
It's
So
got
what's going to be your...
It's got like this chocolatey note on the back
Chocolate?
end. Did you get chocolatey?
Now that you mention it, I'm still working on my
Yeah.
hints of whatever.
Oh, I suck at it, but I'm trying to get better. Man, I could just drink the rest of that motherfucker right now.
I can see it.
But alright, I just wanted to show you folks out there what you can do with whiskeys and scotches and whatever, and alter them to try to bridge the gap between your bourbon and your scotch drinkers. And there's a common ground somewhere in there. You just got to find it. So, with that said, drink some whiskey. Y'all have a good night, and this is us logging off. Beep.